Hi, and welcome to my Marketing 345 Selling with Digital Media final project. The organization I chose for this project is First Presbyterian Church. This video will focus on the social media marketing efforts and their impact on achieving the goals along with it. The overall goals for this project was to increase digital community engagement and raise awareness about First Presbyterian Church's events and programs while fostering a sense of belonging among the community members. Did we achieve these goals? Yes, I believe we did achieve these goals, as we wanted to reach a wider audience and create meaningful connections. The business value proposition I came up with for this plan is discover, connect, and grow in Christ with First Presbyterian Church on Facebook. Join us on the spiritual journey of connection, growth, and community. First Presbyterian Church is more than a physical space. It's a welcoming online sanctuary as well where faith comes alive. Together, let's explore, connect, and strengthen our bond with Christ. Okay, so the social media marketing strategy first consisted of posting 3 to 5 times a day consistently on multiple social media platforms. These platforms were Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, week by week. I also made sure to try and test out by posting on certain times of day. Luckily for Facebook and Instagram, they recommended certain times a day once they got a hang of like when the audience was on. So that was helpful to try and test out. And different apps seem to work better for different times of day as well. For example, for LinkedIn, I like to post in the morning. So the posts that I posted included hashtags, emojis, location links to the website or some type of form, polls, and call to action statements. We wanted to share updates, event announcements, inspirational messages, engaging content, and more. And I also did some omni-channel marketing as I made sure to post through multiple channels and even put a flyer up at the church that said, hey, we made an Instagram, for example. But we also let the various social media platforms know that there were other platforms available that First Presbyterian Church was on. I created most of the posts that you will see here using Canva. I also took photos and videos, and I edited those videos using CapCut and YouTube features. There were 3 target audiences that I identified. Type 1, current members of the church. Type 2, prospective members. So these are current believers in Christ. They're looking for a church, or maybe they're already Presbyterian, but they're not an active member. And then type 3, individuals who have never been involved with church but want something more. And as you can see here, I pulled up something from Facebook, which is for their Facebook followers, and this is just a little analytic that shows that on Facebook, mostly women seem to follow them. Before I created all these social media accounts, First Presbyterian Church mainly only used Facebook, and they posted on Facebook every day. The types of social media posts that I posted were interactive posts like polls, Q&As, event buttons. I did e-news posts, which is from MailChimp, live streaming videos, church service video posts, fun events and promotions, donations and community service events, and church announcements. These posts invited active participation and kept the audience engaged and informed. And the posts were mostly modeled after what was previously posted and expected of from the church secretary, which is my position since this is my internship. There are already some rules and guidelines down about what kind of posts need to be posted and the tone of voice for the posts. But yeah, so I tried to model some of these posts off of at least the newer posts that I was trying out for different platforms that the church hasn't used before. I tried to model it off of some bigger church accounts. or just some inspirational like Bible verse accounts, for example. That's something that I kind of looked at, and people seem to engage in like those short inspirational videos. I use the Canva content planner to post for like LinkedIn and Twitter, but eventually Twitter stopped working for and connecting to Canva and also MailChimp. So then eventually I just went and posted ahead of time on the actual Twitter platform. And I also use the Meta Business Suite Planner to post for Facebook and Instagram. So these posts were scheduled to post directly to Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all from the content planner. The overall post tone for the posts that I created align with FPC's values and missions. Their values are very welcoming, inclusive, and supportive. So they show faith, love, and compassion with their services. I wanted to create images and graphics that were colorful and bright and very eye-catching, as this is their brand and their brand image. I made graphics that were uplifting and fun, and my captions were also pretty positive and uplifting. A lot of these posts were informative and some provided spiritual direction. Okay, so for the first social media platform, here are some examples of some Facebook posts. I created all of these posts in Canva to be specific, and there's also captions with all of them, and the captions do include emojis, some included hashtags, which are not shown here on these examples. The goal of these posts were mostly to be informative and just keep on doing what FPC was already doing on Facebook and informing their audience of a lot of events and stuff going on. They already have a pretty good following on Facebook, so it was really easy just to continue their vibe with the whole thing. So here are some examples of some LinkedIn posts that I created. Some of them are polls. I included hashtags as well. I also put in some links. I created these using Canva. And the tone of LinkedIn is a bit more formal, so I tried to do my best to make it more of a religious organization and not something super playful. And here are some examples of some Twitter posts. Again, I made most of these on Canva, and I also put in some links. There's a link to a YouTube video there. Some tweets were just words. I tested out just words. I tested out pictures. I also noticed that the engagement with a tweet with a picture versus a tweet without a picture was really not too different. But also, this was a new Twitter account, so maybe in the future that would have made a bigger difference. And here's an example of some Instagram images and posts that I created. I did story posts and regular in-feed posts on both Instagram and Facebook, and most of the posts were the same. There's a younger audience on Instagram than Facebook, but overall it's the same message that we want to relay, and it can be easily received by both audiences. Here are some examples of YouTube posts. I did some long videos and also some YouTube shorts. The shorts seem to do a lot better than the longer videos, and I created all the shorts myself. I did a lot of daily reading posts, which a lot of them actually got a good bit of views and did gain us some subscribers. And here's an example of some Pinterest posts. I made some Pinterest boards and I added posts to the boards. Pinterest is a lot calmer of an app, and it's very inspirational, so I try to put some inspirational and aesthetic images on the Pinterest account, as long as pictures of the church as well. Highest engagement rates. Okay, so here I have Facebook and Instagram. For Facebook, the post that got the highest engagement was a post about a lady who had recently passed away from the church congregation. She was very involved with the church, and this, of course, evoked a lot of emotion, and the post received a lot of reactions and reached a lot of people. This makes perfect sense, and this post was also cross-posted on Instagram. at least on the story. And the story, as you can see, is down here on the Instagram, and it did as well. It did well also. So Instagram, since it's a fairly newer account for the church, was not able to generate like as much engagement. But as you can see here, posts seem to do better than videos, and the first post with the top engagement is one of the most recent posts on Instagram. Also, here's an example of the YouTube posts that I created. I created some YouTube shorts, and they actually received more views than I thought they would. I feel like this was kind of random and by chance, because some received a lot of views, like 400 and some views, while others only received a couple views, and they got some likes and comments as well, which is really nice. These are just short little videos. I made them about 4 to 7 seconds on average, just because the people's attention span tends to be really short when it comes to this type of video form. And they seem to do pretty well and gained 19 subscribers to the account within a short period of time. Okay, so the best channels for First Presbyterian Church, the first one would have to be Facebook. Facebook has been a channel that FPC has been using already, and so they have a lot of followers and engagement on there already, and all that's needed really is to continue and grow that even more. They have an older audience that participates in the church a lot, so that older audience is often on Facebook more than Instagram and YouTube. However, I do believe Instagram should be placed second as the second best channel, because Instagram and Facebook kind of go hand to hand, and you can post the same type of thing really easily. But Instagram will also help to engage that younger audience, because I do know they have, since this is a church on a college campus, they do have a following of younger audience there for that. YouTube I place as number 3, just because they do post daily or weekly worship videos, and they create other shorts and reels. So this could be very easily just post on Facebook, as well as the daily readings from the First Presbyterian Church website that I put on. So those readings and excerpts from Psalms, for example, did really well, and people like to read those Bible verses. Okay, so to dive in more to social media analytics, I'm going to start with the highest reactions on a post. I talked about this post a little bit earlier, but it's the Facebook post about Ruth Hicks, who passed away fairly recently. And this post received 3,100% more reactions than the median post of 1 reaction on Facebook. Again, it makes perfect sense, because this post is a very serious post, and it reaches a lot of people's hearts. It's very emotional. There was also a story post done with her in it, and it also received a lot of reach. But after starting this class and posting 3 to 5 times a day, before this I posted once a day on Facebook. The reach actually went down ever since I started posting more. I noticed that the reach was positive when I posted 1 time a day, but as I posted 3 to 5 times a day, the reach started to go down. The reach for Instagram, however, went up, but I do believe this is because it is a new account and Instagram is a different platform. Profiling activity increased. We gained, I think now it's over 19 followers, but it is at least 19 followers as of now. The reason for the Facebook reach going down, I do believe it's just because posting 3 to 5 times a day on Facebook for the target audience that we have may have just been too much, and it could have got annoying and almost dimmed the quality of the post, and people didn't want to see it that much. On LinkedIn, the post that got the most content engagement was the care packages for houseless neighbors. This also included a graphic, and it received 33 impressions. LinkedIn over time did gain some nice organic impressions. They gained 750 impressions, and we also received some new followers on LinkedIn. I also did invite people to follow the page, so that helped out as well. Here are some key takeaways and what I have learned. I do believe that in-person word of mouth and connections are important to foster those digital ones. For example, the church often posts flyers on their bulletin that are the same posts that you will see on the internet. And they also do post on their website as well, which really helps out. And their e-newsletter includes the links to their social medias. I believe it's important to build a base of followers, and then it gets easier to keep growing. But building a base of followers is hard. I think starting is one of the hardest parts. You need to have, I think it's important to have some friends and people that you know that you can say, hey, will you follow my account? Just to get a couple people there going and liking it. For videos, I believe the length is important, especially like depending on the platform. For example, if it's a reel, if it's a YouTube short, I don't believe that they should be very long at all. It does depend on the type of content and the type of account. But most people's attention span, especially if you're catering to the younger audience, their attention span does not seem to be very high. So you have to be careful with the length and how you're keeping people engaged with that. I think overall I kept a lot of consistency and kept the brand identity very well with posting. It's important to know your audience and know that it can change for different platforms. It's also important to be able to identify the trends and niches that are prevalent in today's society. For example, whenever I started to post on YouTube, I started to post videos that did go really well with the brand identity for First Presbyterian Church. But then when I tried a different style of video and went with a trend, it seemed to do really well, and it did well for the younger audience because the younger audience was commenting and liking. I also believe in quality over quantity for posting and doing work and everything. So overall, I think it's important to keep authenticity, to be consistent, and overall engage the community. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have a great rest of your day.